Hey guys, I have a lot to say, so I'm not going to dance around getting right into this. The only thing I have to say is make sure you're using code CrabManJ in the item shop. Thank you very much. This is going to be an overarching rant about the current state of Fortnite, in particular the recent patch. As many of you know, there is some questionable things that were reverted. Now, I totally know that it's become this thing where everyone complains constantly about everything about Fortnite. Nothing can be done correctly, apparently, in the eyes of most people. This is bad, that's bad, I'm going to whine about this. It's become kind of a meme, and I understand that, but a lot of it, at least the current criticism, is very warranted. It is exaggerated a lot of the times, but it is definitely warranted. Now, specifically, if you don't know what I'm talking about the recent patch 8.2. It did away with a lot of the changes that we've seen recently that I thought really improved the game. I thought that Fortnite was currently actually the most fun it's been, and even the best state that the game has been in many, many seasons. I truly believe that. I was having more fun just playing the game in the last bit of time than I had previously, due to all of the other Season 7 stuff that we'd rather not talk about. So for a while, Epic was running the test in which they implemented a lot of the competitive features, such as health on elimination, materials dropped, there was a cap on all materials to 500 instead of the initial 1,000 that we were using for so long, and last but certainly not least, the harvesting rate was increased during this period of time by 40%. In the 8.2 patch, however, they removed all these because, and I quote directly from the patch notes, "We feel it has resulted in an unhealthy level of aggressive play, diminishing other viable strategies. The following changes have been reverted in all core modes," listing all of the things I just mentioned. I do not understand what they are talking about. I have played since the very beginning, Season 1, and I've seen this game progress continuously to the point where we are now. It already was at a point where people were so psychotic when they played the game that you were thirsted regardless. Pretty much, I would say 9 out of 10 times you went down in Fortnite previous to this patch, you were thirsted regardless, without any benefit to the person that eliminated you. Usually it wasn't even the person that downed you that eliminated you. And at least with the health on kill, you could stay in squad fights much easier because you were healing. You were able to engage the next person with at least closer health to their 200 that they always had. And so it was a lot harder for a good player or even a bad player to go down in squad fights. I'm going to be mainly talking about squads because I don't think solos are even remotely close to squads in terms of how they're played. And I think that most people, when they're talking about this whole topic, are talking about squads. Solos are basically competitive at this point. Half the lobby is TTV kids. I don't even want to get into that, but squads are definitely way more casual. But anyways, going back to exactly what Epic said about this, the fact that it resulted or encouraged a unhealthy level of aggressive play, I don't understand this, because this happens with all popular games, extremely popular games. The game will get to a point where people care so much about doing well in a game, if doing well is defined by you getting another elim to your stats or a win to your stats. It gets to a point where pretty much everyone cares an unhealthy amount about the game, and we're already at that point. So regardless of if you get a benefit from eliminating someone or you do actually get shield for eliminating someone, it won't really matter. You're going to get thirsted regardless. I see all these people complain about, they are always thirsted when you are rewarded for getting eliminations. I'm like, in my experience, over thousands of games, you were pretty much thirsted regardless, and it's been like that for a very long time. Like I said, sure, when you get rewarded shield and health for elims, you were thirsted just about 100% of the time. So we'll take that as a 100% chance that you're getting thirsted, right? But if you take the benefits away, I would say that only decreases by like 10%. So 1 out of 10 fights in the future, maybe you'll survive. Maybe you won't get thirsted because the players that downed you know that they don't get anything from you apart from your items and mass. Which sometimes that is why you get thirsted. It's not because there's a benefit or that they're just BMing you. So truthfully, you got to look at it like this. Is it worth maybe surviving 10% more of the time but not having health on elimination? I don't think it is. I still think that getting shield and being able to hang in a squad fight or just a fight in general is a lot better then maybe getting thirsted less. Again, people are playing incredibly aggressive anyways, and they've been like that for quite some time. Most of the people that you run into don't really have any strategy. They're just non-stop swarming you, getting into your box regardless of the situation at hand. So I guess in the end, I just don't understand people that were complaining about getting thirsted, and secondly, Epic's stance on this whole thing. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, don't even get me started with the material changes. They recently buffed turbo building, so let's uncap the mats back to 1,000, 1,000, 1,000? Really? We're gonna slow the game back down to when people are turtling like behemoths, and you cannot do anything about it. We wanna go back to the point where there's an entire squad that is happy farming for 10, 15 minutes of a game, and then take the final fight, and they each have 3,000 mats each. We want to go back there? I don't know. I don't think so. And on top of the material cap being increased to 1,000 again, we lose the harvesting ability to get there. We lose that 40% that we initially had in the previous patch. So now it takes even longer to harvest. In terms of you being comfortable to take a fight, you have to farm for 10 minutes now to even have enough mats for a single fight. And then those people probably haven't farmed, so you're going to be out of mats the second fight. It doesn't make any sense. Something that I never had a problem with when I was playing towards the previous patch was having mats. Everyone had the 500, 500, 500 or close to it. And if they didn't have a ton of mats, you typically still had enough mats to re-top off to 500, 500, or at least in a couple of your materials. I just don't get the mindset that Epic has where they want to slow down the game even further. Slowing down the game is not the right play at all. No one wants to play a slower Fortnite. Anyways, to wrap this up, TLDR, Fortnite is in a state, and it will remain in the state, where people have gotten very good at the game. A majority of people are way above where they started. Obviously, you'd assume that would happen. Most people care a phenomenal amount about statistics in this game that we all play. Therefore, the aggressive playstyle will not change. Quite frankly, it'll just make it harder for both good players and bad players to hang in these larger fights and not get cleaned up. It'll slow down the entire game and make everyone play slower, and in turn make the game that much more boring and frustrating. All they had to do was add a respawn mechanic to the game, and I think that it would be in the best state it has been in 3 or 4 seasons. But instead they go the opposite route and make it slower. I really hope that they figure out what they're doing. I think most people's frustration stems from the fact that they're given something that's positive, and at least this is how I feel, but they're given something that's positive and looks to be in the right direction, and then it's taken away because it was just a test. They were just testing to see how it worked. And so now we have to play with something that they gave us, but planned on taking away the entire time. And no one's happy with that because the previous thing was a lot more fun and, frankly, just overall better. It's like not knowing you like a certain food, and then you try that food, you find out you love it, and then you're never allowed to eat that food again. That is essentially what is happening here. I could literally rant until the end of time, but I'll stop it there. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, and it was a little bit more constructive than just, nah, Fortnite sucks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. We still have, I mean, honestly, we're still looking really good. Obviously, we only have 195 health now, but, you know, come on. Oh my god, what is happening? We could win this, we know we're... Okay, lost that kill, that's fine, that's fine. Just wait, let him waste. Ha! I thought I saw the last guy over on the left. Trying to spot him here. Alright, so I guess he's gotta be in that base or behind those walls, right? Or just chill here till we have to move. I think he's in the base. I don't know how that's possible. Or he's a bush. This isn't quite the situation here. My sniping was all over everyone that game. 10 kills. Let's go, boy. My snipers were so nasty. Maybe I should never put down the sniper.